Sports Rewind, we are live, Randall and myself. How are you, mate?
Good, mate. What's happening?
Uh, trying to figure out a little bit of technology here. So, we could be live on YouTube, we could be live on Facebook, on X, any of those. There is an option for me to go live on TikTok and Twitch and all the things, mate, but let's see if we were actually live on any of the platforms. So, what's been happening, mate? It's been a few weeks since we've caught up. Obviously,
Yeah, mate.
plenty to talk about in sport, but what about you?
I've been busy, mate. We had the state cup, Little League State Cup, the week before Easter. We came back for a couple of days. James had his birthday, 14th birthday, and then we headed back down to Sydney again for the Junior League State Cup. So yeah, I've been pretty flat out, mate. To be honest.
Okay. Yeah, no, how'd they go down there?
Mate, they were good. They were Little League. They were super competitive, and that's all we can ask for. We knew it was going to be tough going up against those pretty strong Sydney clubs. So yeah, I think we had a couple of games where we just couldn't quite hold on. The
Yeah,
trend seemed to be we just couldn't hang with teams for the full 6 innings. So 6 inning games, no time limit. It was pretty telling for our kids. We
yeah,
a lot of times, like I think we hit one of the Hills teams. We held them 4-2 until I think the bottom of the fifth, and then they got away from us. But we still played 6 innings. Greater Western were the same. We led against them early, but just didn't quite have the depth to to hold on there and compete. I guess for the full 7 innings, we sort of had a really strong top 5, 6 hitters, and in this
yeah.
competition they hit all the way through the lineup. So when we got to the next, all the way down to 13, they weren't as strong.
Okay.
So that's where we struggled probably a little bit. Junior League, they had a couple of wins. I think they finished the pool play 2-2. So
Okay.
that was pretty good.
I seen
They
a few posts with them guys. They done well.
Yeah, they did, mate. They really did well. One kid in particular that I thought played really well. I don't know if you know young Kirk or not. He's from White Sox.
No, I
He
don't,
he
mate.
rolled out he rolled out day one, first game. I can't remember what he threw, 94 pitches or something he threw, and pretty much shut down Cronulla to we got a 3-2 win over those guys. And
That's pretty impressive.
yeah, he hit a home run in the last game as well. He hit really well, so he had an awesome tournament. So congratulations to him for his tournament, along with a few of the other kids, mate, that played really well as well. So
Yeah,
um, you know, it's good to see, especially in that age group. Same as senior league, they were able to hold their own against those clubs, Sydney clubs. Um, I really get that feeling that we're not too far away from, you know, being an association of the Hunter Coast where we're going to go to Sydney and teams don't take us lightly. So yeah, good. It was a good couple of weeks, mate. I don't know how public it is yet, but we're also going to be heading off to Redcliffe in July, I believe. But that that'll all come out in I think in a few weeks. I don't know if I'm allowed to talk about it yet or not. So we might just keep that one under my hat for a little bit until I get the all clear from the association.
fair enough. I just got a couple of messages saying, where are we? They can't see us live. I've clearly stuffed something up on the YouTube end. So if you're on Facebook and watching, let us know if you can actually see us and hear us. If not, this will go out as a recording, Randall, at the end because I have pushed record. So we'll see what happens. Trying
I
out
don't know,
a new
mate.
bit.
I can see a little button at the top that says live to me. So
Yeah, that's all I can see too, but uh, it looks like it's not going there, but I'll have a look. Yeah, see, video unavailable, it's saying on YouTube, mate, so I've screwed something up. But
How hard is it, mate?
how hard? Yeah. No, we're
If
trying out a
Davo was
different
if
platform.
Davo was here, it'd be good, mate. If Davo
That's
was here, it'd be all under control. We wouldn't be able to hear each other, but we'd be on the screen.
everyone send their prayers to Davo too. He's got the dreaded man flu, so he's man down, panther down. He's out cold,
Uh,
so
Hope he
speedy,
recovers.
speedy recovery. Hopefully, he's got a couple of rums in his hand, mate. Yes, plenty going on in the world of sport. We've had some things we're going to touch on this week, Randall. We're going to go with the Melbourne Aces pulling out of the ABL. So massive one there. I just watched a bit there. I'm getting comments on the Facebook, on the YouTube, but it's not showing up on YouTube, so I don't know what's going on. If you can see us, Robbo and Totally Sports, keep chiming in because it's not coming up on my end as I'm live, so I don't know what the hell's going on. Yep, it's saying 3 people are waiting to get in, but anyway, sorry about that. What was I talking about, Randall?
What we're talking about tonight. So you talked about the Aces.
Gotcha. Melbourne Aces, so fair bit talk going around what's happened there. We'll talk on the NRL. MLB, the F1 results, Oscar Piastri, 3 in a row, first McLaren driver in I think it was 27 years or something to do that. So pretty impressive. Shannon Speed Series, I was down at Eastern Creek on the weekend, behind the lens with lots of footage there. So we'll talk about that as well. Mate, let's touch on this Melbourne Aces thing first up. There is a YouTube video getting around. I'll have to find out what the name of it is, but if you just search Melbourne Aces interview on YouTube, it comes up. One of the people that do a podcast has the owner and also John Deeble on. Very interesting. What's your thoughts, mate? Originally, we sort of didn't know a great deal, and even after watching that interview, it's still pretty. I don't know. He didn't want to put any crap on the ABL, but he also wanted it to be known that I guess no hard feelings, but he didn't agree with the decisions of the ABL. So they're moving on. They're going to be playing some Korea fall league, I think it is, and then they're coming back here to play a couple of series over there. So, what was your initial thoughts, mate, when you seen it?
Well, mate, first up, I not knowing the detail, I just thought, here we go. They're just pulling out. They got sour grapes or something like that, or they've had a hissy fit and they're just packing up their bat and ball and going home. But we've sort of more information we've received and seen over the last sort of week, it might not quite seem that way.
Yeah.
It looks a little bit more like there's a bit more to play. So to be honest, I don't really know enough about what the hell's going on, so it wouldn't be fair for me to comment. To be honest, yeah, to be very uneducated guess
Well,
on what's going on.
what we
What do you
do
think
know,
though?
mate, the owner of Melbourne Aces, Mr. Ralph, he has funded and continues to fund a lot of the ABL teams, and he's I guess paid back debts of different clubs that have folded and brought them back in, and it's pretty crazy to, I guess, what sort of business is going to run in the ABL if you're going to be losing $250,000 a year in business? You've got to have pretty deep pockets to be able to know that in 10 years' time, you're probably going to be down 3 or 4 mil, possibly more.
And for
It's
what?
exactly. So obviously he's got baseball in his blood, and in the interview it talks about him loving baseball, and him and his brother that played baseball for a long time. Um, and that's what keeps their passion alive with the Melbourne Aces. So I just don't know, mate. There's obviously a lot that he's put forward to the ABL to, I guess, make it, I don't know, make it better baseball or better coverage or whatever. He doesn't disclose. The only thing he discloses in there that he disagreed on was uh, the umpires throwing out managers real quick and not letting them have their say and things like that. But that's the only grievance that he aired. Everything else he sort of kept under wraps. He didn't want to put crap on the ABL. It was just really interesting to see his side of the story, and I guess he had to hold a fair few things back.
Yeah, mate. I think that's the thing. More will surface, I'm sure, as time goes on, and if the fallout continues. Um, yeah, I just don't know what the plan is moving forward. Like, how do we keep, Baseball Australia, state state league, all this sort of stuff, all the way back down into your grassroots juniors? They still need a pathway. Those kids need a pathway somewhere.
Yeah,
And traditionally, that has always been, you up through baseball, from local representative into state competition, into now AYC or nationals, whatever it's called these days, AYC. And then you can pick an Australian team. Like that. That's always been our pathway that we've known of. Are we just going to go down a path of just travel ball stuff? Is that going to be our representative? Like, you know what I mean? Like, where are we going to get to with this? At the moment, what I see is local representative teams are picked. Everyone's focused on state cup. Everyone's focused on going to nationals for that, and then their team going to play in America. The rules. I had a chat while I was down at Junior League with Adam Dobb, and we just sort of spoke about how. Well, I asked him the questions. He was there last year for Little League.
yep,
Hills won nationals. They went to the States, and I said to him, how come these like Hills are splitting into two teams that rules say they have to be even teams. They can't be an A team and a development team. He's like, well, that's the rules for the Little League World Series. And I said, well, what's the point? Like, Hills have got, let's say, 150 kids. They're not allowed to pick their best 12 players and say they're our best 12. They're going to be our Hills representative team. Realistically, he's taking 6 of those 12, and then the 6 of the next best. It's an even split. They then win nationals. They go to America and play against these other American teams, and they get, they play 3 games or whatever, and all 3 are mercy rules. He
yeah.
wasn't allowed to have the best team. You know what I mean? Like, it's not even the best team that's going over there to represent
Which is
for their
sad.
for their area, let
Yeah,
alone for the country. So how do we go and play overseas as Team Australia if we don't have the best 13, 14, 17 players from Australia?
yeah, we can't. Yeah,
Like, what's our pathway if they ever want to get back to the Olympics or the World Baseball Classic? What's the pathway to find the best 22 guys to go and play in the World Baseball Classic?
yeah.
What do we have if we don't have an ABL? Are we just going to have to go, oh, these kids are in college, or or these people are playing minor league or major league over in the States? Like, if they're even allowed to play.
Well, we do. I mean, the ABL is still going to be functioning without the Melbourne Aces, and I think what they need to do is possibly bring in an under 19s national team as like another team as to fill the spot of the Melbourne Aces, or under
But if
23s or whatever. The players that aren't in an ABL team, maybe they form like what Korea did and played out of Geelong or whatever. They need to form something so that these players have got the chance to play, and also the young kids have got something to strive for. Do we?
So what
Oh,
happens financially if this bloke's already propping up these other ABL teams financially, and he disappears and he's not willing to fork that money out?
yeah,
Do we have enough people that can cover cover the costs for example, the Blue Sox, local to us?
good question.
Is there going to be somebody there that is willing to put their hand in their pocket and lose their 250K a year?
Yeah, I don't know,
Like,
mate. It's some good questions, and I guess we'll find out what's happening with the ABL as it gets closer. But some reports saying that a couple of other teams may be struggling financially as well. So, excuse me.
it's bad enough losing. We lost Auckland.
Yeah,
What's that? A couple of years ago.
Geelong in the 1 year.
And Geelong. So there's two teams gone. You lose Melbourne. We lose one or two more teams, and all of a sudden we've got Newcastle first grade with 4 teams.
Yeah.
And that's no good. We can't have that.
Yeah.
Not as our premier baseball in the country.
All right. Here's a question for you then. How would you go in reviving the ABL? I know I've got a way that I would like to see possibly, and we have talked about this in another episode where we're talking about imports and stuff like that. But in your mind, how would, in a 60-second pitch to me, how do you rebuild?
Oh, bring back your state championships.
Yeah.
Bring it back to how it used to be.
Yeah.
It's probably wrong. It's probably got no merit to it at all. And
Yep.
it died, and that format died as well. So,
I
mate,
remember as a kid
I would have to
watching that.
really have a think about that. But yeah, I don't know.
You're probably way too young. You might not even been born, Randall. The Sharp series, when the old Sharp series used to be on in, the old Auburn Orioles Stadium, and that was brilliant. And then you had City versus Country, absolute grudge matches in the, Oriole Park and places like that. Bring that back.
Yep.
I really think moving forward, we talked about this before, having, if the ABL's only got 3 teams or 4 teams, maybe think about having your state series and then your 2 or 3 Sydney teams and a Newcastle team and a Coast team, Illawarra team or whatever, or might be a country side as such playing
Yep.
against some of these 2 or 3 Sydney teams or whatever. There's got to be a pathway for kids to be able to move forward and play high-level baseball. This is the best it's been at the moment for kids playing college baseball and playing professional baseball overseas. We need to keep building. I think
Yep.
if the ABL is to continue, they've got to have some sort of media plan moving forward. Right now, go to Baseball Plus and watch the ABL. That's it. There's no big push other than that. We need to get on your Fox Sports or your KO or whatever. You look at the NBL and they've got the NBL 1, which is like the Newcastle and Wagga and Maitland, Albury, all those sort of teams playing the NBL 1. That's on free KO. So, I mean, that's a massive step forward for basketball. We need to get that sorted for baseball. I know we've got the Baseball Plus app, but for those that don't know anything about baseball, they're not going to know about the Baseball Plus app.
No.
Whereas sports fans are going to know about KO Sports, aren't they?
Yep. No, mate, I agree. That's one thing. You got to get it out there and get it in the face of people, and people will just randomly watch it. Like, I've got a mate, as you know, old Halesy.
Yep.
He rang me yesterday, randomly in the afternoon, and was like, "Oh, mate, I haven't spoken to you a while. What are you up to?" And he's like, "Oh, I'm just in Japan." So, oh, yeah, right. What are you doing? He goes, "Oh, I'm about to go into the Tokyo Dome and watch the Giants play." It's like, you don't know anything about baseball. And he goes, no, but I was just here and it was just, there were tickets. They were just selling tickets. So I just bought a ticket. He said, oh, after it, he's like, oh, he said he's watched the game today. He went home, he watched it on TV in Japan. He goes, couldn't understand the thing that was being said, but I still watched it. I was like, why? He's like, I just saw a game and now I'm hooked.
Yeah.
Like, that's all it takes.
Yep.
A bloke that follows, motorsport his whole life.
Yep. That's good. And that's what baseball needs. And in that interview with the Melbourne Aces and Deebs, it talked about, say, play at Altona, which is like way out of the city. They talked about getting their local audience there, and that was the big focus for them. So, places like Blacktown, what's it called now? International Sports, whatever.
Blacktown International Sports Park, yep.
Yep.
Bisp.
Bisp. I'm still Bop Man. I forget it's called International Sports Park. But getting the people from around that area to go to the baseball, like there's not much around there, so it's pretty hard to do. But I really think the focus needs to be on getting people to the game. Sorry for the noise in the background. Young blokes going off. I don't know, mate. I really hope that there is a strong ABL. We still get, a few imports per team come over, and it is a strong competition.
Yeah, that's all we can hope for, mate. But I think it's going to start. I feel like it's going to have to go back to square one again. I feel you're going to have to just reset it and go, righto, we need to have a business plan. We need to media plan. Definitely, that's got to be a big thing. It's got to be televised. It's got to be somewhere accessible.
Yeah.
For people that aren't just baseball people.
Yeah.
We can go to our ground on the weekend and ask our 150 members, how many of you guys have got the Baseball Plus app? I guarantee 100 of those 150 will go, what the fuck's Baseball Plus?
Yeah.
Maybe more.
Agreed.
You probably, obviously, blokes like Boss and Cambo wouldn't well and truly know what it is, but they probably don't have it.
Yeah, because they're playing. But you're right. I just really think there needs to be a big focus on pushing it out to the masses, and I think it'll be interesting in New South Wales side of the ABL, where we find out who the new CEO is of Baseball New South Wales. I don't think that's been announced yet, has it? No. Okay.
Not that I know of. No.
So when we find out that, I think that's going to be pretty cool to see what changes and what they want to implement straight away, because I think we'll see their focus, whatever they're going to focus on straight away, is going to be a big push for them to cement their spot in the position, but also how they're going to bring baseball forward for New South Wales. So I'm looking forward to that.
You and I look at it, and we've both seen Sydney baseball.
Yeah.
And we've both seen regional baseball, country New South Wales baseball. You go and ask anyone in Sydney what about country New South Wales baseball, and they'll say, "What the hell is that?"
Yeah.
They have no idea.
Yeah.
But you tell me how many major leaguers in the last 15, 20 years have come from Metro, and how many have come from New South Wales country? Just New South Wales. Can you think of how many? Can you think of from New South Wales Metro?
Big leaguers?
Have to be big leaguers, yeah. Played in the MLB.
Oh, now you're testing me. Well, in the last how long?
Say 15 years.
Balfour. Oxspring was a bit before that, wasn't he? There's a few, mate. When you think about it,
I'm just saying. In the last 15 years, how many, and how many from country New South Wales?
In the last 15 years, I don't know. You tell me.
Well, there's definitely two that I could think of.
Roland Smith
and Alexander Wells.
Yep. Yep.
So it's
there's been a fair few that have played from country, like you got Chris Snelling.
Yep. But just in the last sort of 15 years, say, like just you go back forever and a day, but in the last 15 years in New South Wales alone, there's probably not a big disparity between how many people have made it professionally to the big leagues from
Yeah,
country as there is from the metro.
yeah,
But you ask the people in Sydney that they wouldn't even know what New South Wales country baseball was, or what teams or competitions even exist outside of Sydney.
yeah. True.
It's the blinkers are on, and personally, I think that there needs to be a better look at those other areas, those grassroots areas, and develop baseball outside of Sydney as well. It's an
Yeah,
untapped resource that has been forgotten about for a long time. I think, there needs to be I think there needs to be a change there.
yeah.
Could be very wrong, mate. Like
No,
the population densities are, a million times more in Sydney than it is in the regional areas. But
absolutely.
you're losing. You got Lismore. They're got some pretty good quality kids up that way, and adults. You're just losing them to Queensland.
Yep. Straight up
And
Queensland.
that's we shouldn't have that. We don't want that.
No, we don't. We don't. All right, mate. MLB. Have you watched much of it recently? Last weekend I didn't see any of it, but I've been watching a fair bit of it.
Yeah.
I guess before that. Well, let's have a look here.
I've been watching a couple of games a day, as usual. As usual. Unfortunately, I've been watching a lot of Orioles.
They're sucking it up at the moment, mate.
They are, mate. Wish they
Let's
could.
have a look at.
Wish they could land a couple of pitches. To tell you what, Charlie Morton was meant to be their big buy, and he's in the bullpen at the moment. And I think they didn't play today, but yesterday he come in the, I don't know what it was, the 7th inning or something like that, and fed up a couple of runs. And
brutal.
I think the Japanese bloke that come over, he's about the only one that's been pretty good.
Okay. I haven't seen a great deal of the O's, mate.
Mate. Hitting the ball straight at players, a lot of that.
Yeah.
Their pitching just sucks at the moment.
You can't have that.
No, you can't. I did see they did beat the Yankees last week in a series.
Yeah.
It was only their second series win for the year, but I don't know. I'm glad it's only the first week of May because they've still got time to turn it around. They're only 5 games back on the Yankees. So it's that's at this time of the year that's still salvageable, but
absolutely anything
yeah.
salvageable at this time of the year. Let's have a quick look at the standings anyway. The Yankees are out in front of the AL East. Red Sox.
Judge, he's killing it.
He is going off. Red Sox 1.5 games back. Tampa Bay Rays, Blue Jays, and the Orioles. Speaking of Tampa Bay Rays, mate, Wander Franco has been posting on social media. Do you think he's going to get a call up anytime soon, or is he done?
A call up into jail, or
I'm not sure. He's out and about, and he hasn't posted on social media for a long time, and he's back. He's back on social.
I did hear there was a new signing for the California Penal League.
Yeah. Well,
Wander
might be
Franco.
him. He might be the new starting pitcher. I don't know. AL Central, Detroit Tigers at the top, 1.5 games back. Cleveland Guardians. Were you surprised by that, Randall? Tigers at top still?
No, not really. No, not really. They're playing some pretty good baseball.
Yeah.
I think they've played the Orioles twice in series already, so no wonder. That was an easy 6 games.
Plus 63 differential too, so it's pretty impressive. Kansas City Royals 2.5, Twins, and the Chicago White Sox continue on their 10-25. Can we rule them out already?
No, I don't think so.
Gone.
Yeah, I think they're cooked, mate. They're going to be no better than last year.
Done.
They won't finish last though in all of baseball.
Yeah. Who do you think's going to finish below them?
Colorado.
Yeah, maybe. Seattle Mariners on top of the AL West. They're 20-14. The Athletics 1 game back. This is good to see. I'm impressed by that.
We should have looked at this a week ago because that would have been the Angels would have been up there too.
I know.
They've been on a slide, but yeah,
They're
they were
2-8
on
in their
fire.
last 10. Houston Astros 3 games back, Rangers 3.5, Angels 6.5. The NL East, the Mets at the top, Phillies 3 games back. The Braves have sucked 6 games back.
They're not going to get any better, I don't think either.
Don't know, mate.
They need their pitching. They need some pitching back. I think that's their problem too.
The Nats and the Marlins. The Marlins are my tip to be the worst team in baseball this year, Randall.
Yeah, okay.
Chicago Cubs today beat San Francisco. They're on top, 22-14. The Reds
They are playing good.
They are
The
playing good
Cubs,
baseball.
although they did lose Imanago today or yesterday.
I didn't see that.
He left, I think, in the 4th inning with some sort of injury. And he's gone on to the IL. Must have been yesterday.
Yeah. Reds 4 games back, Brewers 4 games back, Cards 5, Pittsburgh Pirates 10 games back. Brutal.
Oh. See, there they are, mate. Down the bottom there.
6-28. They'll come back strong. They've played a lot of interleague play, mate. So, the NOS is pretty red hot. Dodgers 24-11. They're half a game clear of the Padres 23-11. And then San Francisco Giants 2.5 back with a 22-14. So you have a look at 22-14. The Cubs are leading their division on that. New York Mets are just a little bit better. The AL West, 2 games shy of that. That'd be the same in the Central, and they'd be killing in the AL East. So
imagine when they have to play some interleague games.
I know. It's going to be the Dodgers right up there, I'd imagine. And the Padres have played good baseball.
Yeah.
But yeah, your Colorado Rockies there, 6-28. They suck.
Yep.
They suck real bad. So.
They are sucking.
Plenty of baseball anyway. It's good to see plenty of baseball on. How many home runs is Judge at, do you know? I've just clicked off. So
no idea, mate, to be off the top of my head.
He's smashing the ball, though.
Oh, he's got his batting average is huge, too.
Yeah.
I feel like his batting average is like 400 or something, wasn't it?
It was last week. I don't know what it is this week.
Well, he hasn't gotten any worse, that's for sure.
Can't get it up here, so. See Juan Soto home run robbery today.
I did. Couldn't have it to a nicer bloke.
Yeah, did you see the disappointment in his face? It was awesome.
Yeah, well, that's good.
Oh. NRL. Randall, how are your nights going?
Hey, we got a win on the weekend, mate. What are you talking about? Magic round on the weekend. Did you catch much of it?
Mate, I seen none of it. I was down in Sydney, so I was down at the cars all week, so I didn't see any of it. What have I done here? Can't refresh that. 1 second. You're all frozen up, Randall. You still with me? You still there, Randall? Sure can, bud. Come at me.
I don't know if I'm live or not.
Love you.
Everything seems to be frozen right now, so I don't know if it's hello. Maybe it is. Maybe it's just me now. Oh well, lucky we're not live. This can be edited out. Although we don't know how to edit.
With me, Randall?
We were talking Magic round on the weekend. It was a pretty good weekend. Just trying to get it up here so I can remember. I did day drink on the weekend, so who knows what could happen. Friday night, Cronulla got up over Parramatta 28-18. The Roosters beat the Dolphins 36-26. Mighty Knights on Saturday Arvo. It was a quite enjoyable game to watch. As you all know, I'm a Knights fan. Knights winning 30-4 over the Rabbitohs. He's back. Mate, just had a fairly long time there where just nothing was happening. And I thought I had frozen, so I was just sitting here
I thought you did freeze, and then
twiddling my thumbs.
I dropped out of the sky.
But yeah, the Knights had a good win over the Rabbitohs on Saturday night. Warriors 30 over the Cowboys 26. Pretty good game. I don't know if... Oh, here it is. Beautiful.
What are you up to?
That's not this week, champ.
No, I'm the weekend just gone. There it is, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, sorry, mate. I'm
Come
past
on,
that, though.
mate.
Keep going down.
What are you
There
up
you
to?
go. Tigers, the mighty Tigers.
Bill Beauty, just in time
Beating
for
the
the Tigers.
Dragons 34-28. Did you watch that one?
Nah,
Or you at work? Ah, spewing. Davo's Dirty Dogs as well. He'll be happy with that. It was a good win, 38-18. Although he did lose another player tonight, Judiciary. So I think that's 5 players now they've got suspended, the Dirty Dogs.
unfortunate.
Back to their old ways. And fuck, Penrith Panthers, mate. I dead set can't tip these wankers. I've tipped them week in, week out, and they're getting flogged. And then I tip them, they win. Sorry, I don't tip them, they win. And 32-8 over the Broncos.
Brutal.
And then the Raiders in an awesome game, 2018 Golden Point penalty goal. So
Nice.
good to beat. It's always good to beat the Storm, mate. But yeah,
Well,
the ladder doesn't. I don't go much on it.
let's have a look at the ladder 1 sec. There we go.
Canterbury still up top. How about Canberra and the Warriors, second and third?
Impressive.
Not bad. That's you've got to be pretty happy with that if you're a Wars fan. Storm in fourth, Broncos fifth. Yeah, right down to ninth. They're all on 10 points.
What about that 8th place team there, mate? Go them Tigers.
Yeah, well, who they got this week, mate? Be careful.
Don't know who they got. They got Storm, haven't they?
They got the Storm unlucky.
Pretty sure they got
do.
the Storm.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah,
mate.
Storm.
Fingers crossed, mate. The Mighty Knights get a win against the Titans, and they can jump up into that 10 points as well. Then they play Parramatta the week after, so a couple of home games in a row, mate. On a Friday night.
You beauty.
Should be a few beverages in that.
How is it now with the full strength beer? Is it getting more people or?
It's the same, mate.
Same.
Still get a lot of people that aren't interested in drinking full strength anyway.
Yep.
No one wants to pay the extra $2.
Oh, wow.
I do.
Yeah.
I'd much rather pay the extra $2 and get a better tasting beer than watered down 4X.
Yeah, for sure.
But, each their own.
Yep. This week, mate, Eels and Dolphins. Who are you taking? Let's have a quick fight.
I'm going Dolphins, mate.
Yeah, I'm taking the Eels in that one. Knights, Titans.
Knights.
Yeah, I'm with the Knights. Rabbitohs, Broncos.
Broncos.
Same. Bulldogs, Raiders.
Oof. I think I'm going to go and upset and go the Raiders. I think Bulldogs I think they got 5 blokes out now suspended, so I'm going to go with the Raiders.
Those doggies. Come on, you good things. Dragons, Warriors.
Wars.
Yeah, same. Panthers, Cowboys. It's up there too.
Yeah.
I'm taking the Cowboys.
Cowboys were ordinary on the weekend and Panthers played pretty well. But I'm going to have to go the Cowboys. I can't pick the Panthers at the moment.
The Storm and the Tigers down in Melbourne.
Sorry, mate. I'm going to go the Storm.
Yeah, me too. Eagle Sharks at 4
Yeah, I don't know. It's going to be a good game. I think I'm going to go Manly.
Yeah. I'll take the Sharks. And I reckon the Roosters might get up on their bye.
No, I reckon the bye will beat them.
They've been pretty hot and cold all year, haven't they?
They have, mate. They have.
So, anyway. Yes. All right, mate. That's it for NRL. F1. Oscar Piastri over the weekend finished that's his 4th win of the season and 3rd consecutive one. So I think it was about lap 13 or 14. Overtook Verstappen and out in front, continued on. I know you're not.
Didn't look back, did he?
Oh, he just killed it. Absolutely killed it. Lando Norris, George Russell, Verstappen. I think it was Albon got fifth as well. So right
Okay.
up there. Good race. I only caught the replay. I had a big weekend down at the Shannon Speed Series down at Eastern Creek or Sydney Motorsport Park. Had my first taste behind the lens as a accredited media person. That was in inverted commas for those listening. Mate, what an eye opener. I had full access all weekend. Basically, could pick the nose of your mate Thomas Randall as he was getting out of the car, and
How was he?
it was good value. He was a nice bloke. Had a bit of a
You
chat.
tell him I said hello?
No. He reckons he never heard of you. No, it was good, mate. There was Porsches, Ferraris, and Lambos and McLarens. So there was GT3, GT4, the Radicals, which is like an open style, like a Formula 3 type car. I would sort of describe it. But yeah, plenty going on. It was sort of Friday to late Sunday, so I'm still going through photos. I've got like 2,500 photos or something that I'm sorting through.
And you're not done yet.
No, not done at all. Apparently, I had to go back to work as soon as I got home, so not
So much
ideal.
for official media.
Yeah, official. I picked up a couple of teams to shoot for when I go to the next event, so I was pretty happy with that. I want to give a big shout out to Grant. Now he's a dad of a driver. He drives for Porsche in one of the Porsche series. His son has autism and races, and the amount of effort that Grant goes to get kids with autism there to have a look at the cars and jump in the cars, there was not a single time where there was a kid went up to his car that he didn't put him in and go through all the buttons with him, go through everything in the dash. It was freaking amazing. As a dad of an autistic kid, it was really cool to see. It was really cool. All his sponsors on his car are different ASD and ADHD sponsors like Audicon, which does IT solutions for things like IBM and stuff like that, but they only employ workers that are on the spectrum. So that was pretty cool, and also one of the autism dating apps, Wable. So that was it was just really cool to see all the different sponsors were neurodiverse and yeah, he's doing a really good job. And
But Rue
Ben, the
hasn't got that
driver,
app yet.
hey,
Rue hasn't got that app, I hope.
nah,
Not yet.
not yet. You know, another 3 or 4 years. Mate, as a driver, Ben Taylor, number 25 in the blue and yellow Porsche, he can drive. I think he finished 14th or 15th in the last race, and yeah, good to see. A massive weekend down there. I'm looking forward to going to another one. It was really cool. Just being involved in being right there and getting as much footage as I can. So I have got limits on what I can and can't post. Shannon's Speed Series don't allow you to post any more than 30 seconds of video per clip. So my usual videos where I put together sort of 6 or 8 minutes of each thing, not happening this time around, but there'll be plenty of reels and things like that. That's about it for me, mate.
Fair enough.
It was good fun. What's coming
Sounds
up?
it, mate. Sounds like you had a ball, that's for sure. So when is the next meet, mate? You know?
Ipswich, end of May. Just
Ipswich.
happens to
That's
be
a trip.
right around the corner from Sam's, so
Perfect.
it's only 15 minutes from his house, I think.
Yeah, right. You and Rue road trip.
I don't
Get the
think
rooster up there.
I don't think the rooster will make it. Yeah.
He wouldn't get
Anything
out of the
else
car, I
coming
don't
up for the
reckon.
sport, mate? For you, Toronto
Ah,
State.
mate. Yeah, like we're now full swing into our winter season, so that's awesome. Um, yeah, yeah, that's about it for us, mate. To be honest, obviously the Little League Invitational that I sort of spoke about, we've got that on the books. That's in July. Um, country carnivals are starting to happen for New South Wales, so it's been split up this year, as you probably know.
Yep.
16s, 18s, and the women's are together. So we're training every Thursday night now for the 16s. The 12s, 10s, 12s, 14s will all start to be selected over the next few weeks, I'd say.
Yep.
Um, so that'll roll into training and stuff like that as well. And then we're looking forward to the States, actually, the shipyard tour. So
Nice.
um, yeah, I've got a coach and a player heading over for that. So yeah, that's what end of August. And then we're going to roll straight into our fun time of year, mate.
The Aussie Classic.
Aussie Classic.
I see they posted something up there today, so
Yeah, we're all paid up, we're all sorted, so
you
I'm
beauty.
sure we'll be seeing you up there again.
I'm hoping so, mate. I'm hoping so.
Yeah, it's always a good week when we're up there.
It is
Plenty of shenanigans.
flat out week, but it's always
It is.
good fun.
Yeah, it is a very flat out week, but I tell you what, it's worth it. It's great. It's a great week, especially for the kids.
Funky Phil's got his thing coming up too.
Oh, actually, yeah, bash ball, mate. He's the funky bash ball.
Yep.
He's actually at Waterboard this Sunday.
Yeah, right.
Um, he's going to be at Waterboard doing a bit of a bash ball demonstration type fun day. So anyone in the Newcastle Central Coast, whatever areas anywhere that can get here, mate, turn up on Sunday Arvo, and yeah, he's going to be giving a bit of a taste for everybody on the bash ball, so that
So
try and
Sunday
drive some
Arvo.
Sunday. Yeah, it's after Little League play on Sunday morning. It'll be after that at some point. First and second grade are there at the ground
Yep.
playing, so yeah, they'll be over on the Little League diamond.
Gotcha.
So people want to get down there and check it out, make sure they do. Yeah. I don't know what's going on. I did talk to Funky a couple of weeks ago, but it's originally I thought it was for 6 to 10-year-olds.
Yep.
I don't know if there's been an increase in the age or not, but as far as I knew, it was 6 to 10-year-olds. But yeah, if people are interested, get in touch with him. It's
Absolutely.
in July 18 down at Bisp.
Yep. Yeah,
He
some
wants to
very
get.
funky things in there. The different mats, different coloured
Oh,
mats,
mate.
and hats and shirts, and Funky's always making it fun, mate.
There's some pretty funky team names. I did see some this afternoon. When he did his live post. Did you see those team names that come out?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, okay.
We'll
It's
have to have a look.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I couldn't control myself. I was near on the floor rolling around with laughter. So
Love it.
yeah. Check out his live.
All right, I'll go and have a look. All right, mate, let's leave it there. For those that are watching this replay, apologies if you went to go live on the live stream. I clearly stuffed something up, but we hope that this gets you well and finds you well, and we've got this far in the video. But we'll be back coming up in probably next week, and other than that, mate, we'll talk to you later.
Righto, mate. Good to catch up with you again. It's been a while.
It has been, mate. Peace out.
Peace out.